Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Xenoblade Chronicles X. This is your host River Foxen, and I guess now we have to head towards the East Gate. Alright, let's see here. So yeah, if you see me say I'm struggling with the controls, I just find that it's specifically the it's a little twitchy. Hold on, I wonder if I can mess with some settings to make it a little bit more bearable. Let's see here. Change game settings. Camera settings. Alright. So there's an auto camera mode. So how do I turn that on? This just goes from one extreme to the other. Alright. Let's see if that makes it a little bit more bearable. Still feels slow. And it's not auto camera at all. Let me try again. Alright. Here we go. Horizontal rotation speed. And move that one down. Alright, well, let's just try it now, see if I can deal with it.
Man, am I glad we pulled an assignment to the east of the city this time. It'd be a long walk all the way back over to the west gate.
Hold on. Are we even sure the East Gate will be open? Last I heard, it was still on lockdown from all the high-level indigent activity.
It was, but they just lowered the threat level earlier today. The gates are officially open for business. One of our teams must have gone out there and kicked some furry indigent butt, huh?
Well, actually, it was not us because we cleared out the west gate, not the east gate.
Wouldn't surprise me at all. Irina's team is one of our best.
How does she know Irina and Gwyn?
We ran into them just before we met up with you. They were on their way out to an assignment.
Well, then that settles it. It must have been them, right? Man, forget this amateur hour probe baloney. Those guys are where the action's at.
I'll try not to take that personally. But enough talk. We've got our mission to deal with. Let's head out.
Roger. That probe isn't gonna install itself. Let's get to the East Gate, shall we?
All right. You think he was trying to tell us to go that direction? Elnora's advice. The segment map. This is Elnora, Blade Support Lead, here to tell you that the segment map is now available for use. The map displayed on your handheld comm device, that's the Wii U gamepad. I wanted to call it a Wiimote, but it's not. Is a useful tool with lots of info about Mira. Give it a look, and if you're unsure of where you are or what to do. Yep, I can definitely see stuff. I wonder, does this work? Nope. I was trying to see if I could push my the gamepad's visual up to the screen, and no, I can bring the screen visual down to the gamepad, so theoretically I could play on the gamepad, but then you saw you lost sound, so that's obviously not what I'm going to do. But anyway, one of the things I want to do while I'm here is take a look at my gear. Alright, because I got all this stuff. I don't know if I can, let's see here. Let's see, I can go to dual guns. I can't tell what's better. Now they're both attack 6. Yeah. Oh, unable to equip with current class. Okay, so nothing I can do there. Alright. I don't think I can equip anything. Nope, no I can. Alright, so I'm level 4. Alright, so I can only equip these knives. So we got the advanced iron knife. Alright. Let's see here, I can put on this prototype scouter. And prototype bodywear. Nothing here. Yeah. Don't I look interesting? Let's see here. Alma. She's pretty much... Oh, well, even she doesn't have, like, great gear going on. Let's see, melee accuracy up, melee attack bonus. Let's put that on. Yeah. Nothing I can do here. And I have slightly different gear. It looks a little funky, but maybe it's good. You have something to say?
Yes?
Oh, have you come to see the town helper? I'm sorry, what? You don't know who the town helper is? It's me, silly. I'm a mediator, but I started dabbling on the side. I teach weapon skills, offer equipment tips, and deliver lost items and give life advice. Folks just started calling me the town helper. I kind of like it, to be honest. Alright. What's over here?
Hey.
I killed an indigene the other day, and a weapon popped out of its belly. Now I wield it in combat to honor the comrade that monster ate. Ew. Ew.
Now then.
Headed out, newbie? You can tell each segment's danger level from the color on the map, so don't go throwing your life away, alright? Be smart and pick a safe route. So yeah, there's like these hexagons on the map, and they tell you kind of the danger level of the area. See what Tomas has to say. Or is it Thomas?
Hey.
Ask Thomas about the indigents on Primordia.
Yes?
Why not get used to battling indigents by fighting some Ovies? This place is lousy with them after all. Unlike Rexes and other more ferocious indigents, Ovies won't even attack unless you hit them first. That makes them useful as training dummies. Another piece of advice, don't mistakenly pick a fight with any of the dangerous creatures near Siam Lake to the north. Numerous skilled interceptors have fallen to the indigents in that area. As noble a goal as protecting the city is, it's not worth risking your life like that. If you ever catch the eye of one of those indigents, just turn and run away. Alright. Let's ask about recent developments. Apparently Nelson's team has gone missing. They had planned to install a number of data probes and then come straight back to the city. What could have happened to them? I don't know what sort of foe they ran into, but let this be a lesson. You have to be careful when you're exploring. Alright, well hopefully we're safe. Can't take one of these colorful guys out yet.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Alright, and just a seamless integration. So what do we got over here? These are the Ovies that guy mentioned.
Open fire! Now! I've got your cover fire. Shadow strike! Yes! Hit him again for me! Sliding slinger! Flame grenade!
I guess we just hit him.
Yay! We win! Let's keep it up!
Alright. So I'm just trying to gain a level, so...
I'm gonna go all out. Punch first! Ask questions later!
Now it's my turn. Sliding slinger.
What's this? Flame grenade!
Appendage destroyed. Move in and strike.
Yay! We win! Sky's the limit with me.
Alright, I gained a level. Let's move away from anything. Not that I think that any of those things will aggro on me, but this is a game where being in a menu does not actually pause the game. Alright, I just want to look at... I think I've grabbed some stuff. Let's see here. Can't use iron blades. Alright. What is this? Iron Riv? Doesn't look like it's better. So we'll leave what I've got equipped there. And we got something new here. Which, there we go. Now I'm looking kind of fancy. Alright, and I am level 5. So let's go look into what we're supposed to do at this point. I just wanted to grab those things. Just little sparklies to pick up. I'm sure they'll come in handy at some point in the game. But I have to head, I think, to that thing there. Not the big guy, but the that structure near him. It doesn't look like he's aggressive, which is good. Alright. Ooh, it's raining. Blade has base camp set up throughout Mira where you can rest up in a tent or trailer. If you find one, kick off your boots and make yourself at home. That's what they're there for. I guess that's what this is. Yeah, this I can change time.
What?
Did you come to install a data probe? If you head a short distance to the north, you should be able to see the spot. Be careful. So I think that that line over there is the beacon. But whoa, what is this over here? Those look... Well, are they dead? Oh, we'll find out.
What the hell happened here? You don't think that one Sinicula could have killed all these simius?
The who or the what now?
Unless... what?
This is bad.
What's bad? I don't follow you.
That Sinicula. It's a tyrant.
Huh? But it looks just like any other Sinicula.
Think about it. Your typical simius is way higher up on the food chain than your typical Sinicula, right? Usually we'd find one simius standing over 3 or 4 Sinicula corpses. But here, the tables have been turned. And I don't see a single trace of any other indigents in the area. There's only one explanation. That Sinicula is a tyrant.
Let me check the Blade Report database. If there's a tyrant this close to the city, someone must have run across it. Bingo. There was a Sinicula tyrant sighted not too long ago, but it was a couple of segments further out.
It could have followed the blade that spotted it back towards New LA, or come here to feed, or who knows what.
That's crazy. I can't believe there's a tyrant right on our doorstep, and HQ isn't doing a thing about it.
Well, don't forget why they sent us here in the first place. Frontier Nav's range is still limited.
Oh, right. They couldn't track it if there's no local probe. They must have lost it when it went off the grid.
Alright.
Whoa, whoa, whoa there, rookie. You're talking about a tyrant here. Do you even understand what that means?
We should probably explain. Tyrant is our term for any indigenous life form that falls outside of our usual threat ranking system. In other words, they're too powerful for us to even measure how dangerous they would be to take on.
And too powerful doesn't always just mean physically strong. If a creature has even a single especially nasty trait, it's classified as a tyrant.
Even some of Blade's very best teams have come back with serious injuries after running into a tyrant in the field. If they come back at all.
Alright. Yeah, say you can't just leave it so close to New LA.
As long as you understand the risks involved. Lynn?
Count me in. The same goes for everyone in New LA, but if we're gonna settle here on this planet, we're gonna have to get used to dealing with tyrants now and then. Besides, if I need to, I can always run away while it's busy chewing on one of you guys.
Fair enough. But don't push it, okay? Either of you. If we can take it down, great, but if not, even just luring it away would be a moral victory. As long as we buy enough time to install the probe, we can use Frontier Nav to track it, or any other tyrant that comes this close to the city from now on. Just make sure you're ready before we attack. This will be tougher than anything else we've faced.
Alright. So I guess this is our Lynn's advice, gear and arts. Engaging a tyrant is no small task. It's important to equip your best before charging in, so double check all weapons and gear. Oh, and make sure your arts are ready and leveled up, okay? That's the first step to becoming a combat master. check gear. Okay, I've done that before. Level up arts. Main party arts. X upgrade. Maybe I should take a look at that. Alright, so first things first, let's do like it said to check our arts. Alright. Alright. Can I upgrade? Oh yeah, so I spend battle points and I upgrade, huh? Do I also level up her stuff? Yeah, it looks like I have to level up hers too, huh? Yeah, I'm just, I don't quite know what I'm doing. Alright, I think that's about all I can do here. The other thing I'm gonna do before I go and look at that guy is I'm going to save. Always a good plan. Alright. Alright, let's see if we can see what's up with this guy. Oh, cutscene.
How is this even remotely fair? We should weaken them just to be safe. Fire Carnival! Shadow Strike!
I owe you one.
That one was a beauty!
Now,
So let
my
us
turn.
Well,
Flame on. Shadow Strike! Sliding! Splatter!
Fire Carnival! Flame Grenade! Take it down! We can play it! Soul Hammer! Wild Sound! Attack! Close in! When I hit, I
Sliding! Nice! Ready to do some damage. Shadow Strike! Clone on. Upper hand. That's it. Move in and keep the rhythm going.
Oh, did we get it? I guess we did.
We are awesome!
Nice work, Lynn. You fought well. You did too. Now let's get down to business and install that data probe. If we stay here for long, there's no telling what other playmates might show up. This beam of light indicates a frontier nav site. It marks the ideal spot to bury the probe.
Alright. Where were we carrying
Okay,
that?
the probe should be ready for insertion. I'll just boot it up.
Thanks, Lynn. The top half of the cylinder contains the probe itself. The bottom half is a laser. It dissolves the soil so the probe can burrow to the proper depth. We tried just planting them on the surface at first, but we kept running into problems with the local wildlife damaging the goods. Burying them is going to save us all a lot of time and headaches in the long run. We all set?
Yes, ma'am. Whenever you're ready.
Why don't you do the honors? You can launch it right from your comm device. Give it a try.
All right. Show interest and launch the probe.
Good. Now we just need to give it a minute to reach the target depth.
And installation complete. We are now online with a solid connection to Frontier Nav.
Excellent. See? At the end of the day, there's really not much to it. The hardest part was calculating the ideal probe locations. We need them spread out evenly to maximize data collection.
Yep, planting probes is easy. And the more we plant, the more likely we are to find missing crew. So anytime you see a probe site, there's no excuse not to plant that sucker.
That'll do it for your training. Let's head back to the barracks and report to Secretary Nagi.
All right.
Level up! I think even my cookie got better.
All right. Lao's advice. Have we met him? Installing data probes. I'm Lao, a Pathfinder. If we're going to grow Frontier Nav, we need to install more data probes. To plant one, simply approach a vacant Frontier Nav probe site and press the A button. This requires your mechanical field skill to be up to snuff, so don't forget to level it up. Alright. Elma's advice. Engaging massive foes. Now all that's left is to report back to base, but first I'll let you in on a secret. A giant beast like that is usually best engaged with a Skell. Neutralizing a foe like that on foot, especially a tyrant, is pretty risky, so be careful about such things in the future, okay? Alright, well, you guys won't give me a Skell yet, so what else was I supposed to do? Anyway. Let's see here, this is a road of sorts. Just gonna go grab some little sparklies. And then head on my way. Oh, we got some Ovies I can fight.
Let's get on with it.
Let's see what you've got.
Punch first. Ask questions later.
Now, it's my turn.
Grenade!
Lightning swinger!
Yes! Hit him again for me!
That could have been it. Move in and keep the rhythm going. Move in and do some damage.
Hang in there. We've got a way to go. Hope I didn't get in the way.
Alright. Class rank up. Anyway, let's head back to town like it says. Thomas have anything new to say?
Hey,
No.
Hey!
Whoa. Oh, there's somebody new here.
Commander Vandam.
Well, now, look what the cat dragged in.
Sorry we missed you last time. We could have come to meet you at HQ, you know.
Indeed. I suggested as much. Twice.
And we know how much I enjoy being told what to do. Anyway, I hear you tangled with a tyrant, way out of your league, on a training mission, no less. That was reckless, and goddamn magnificent.
Alright, story mission complete. Alright, we're gonna save.
So, Commander, to what do we owe the pleasure of your visit here today?
Well, I can't just ask Nagi to do everything for me. I'd be out of a job.
Hey, I delivered you the new recruit, didn't I?
Yeah, you won the bet. Don't worry about it, all right? I'll settle up with you later. You know I'm good for it.
The bet?
I'm sure I'm needed elsewhere. If you'll all excuse me, Commander.
Well, that wasn't obvious at all.
Huh. Look at you two. I swear, you're like two children excited about a new toy.
Look who's talking. I don't recall ever seeing you file a request to personally train a rescue before.
Is that so odd?
It is before we'd even asked her to become a blade, little Miss Stick in the Rear.
Usually I ask when I don't get your slang expressions, but something tells me to just let that one go.
Enough about that. Where are your manners, anyway? I still haven't been introduced to our new recruit here.
Commander Vandam is Blade's top officer.
In a past life, I was chief engineer on the White Whale. Same idea, basically. Someone has a problem, I fix it. You follow? Huh. Not much for conversation, are you?
So you still haven't told us why you're here. From the look of things, I'm guessing this isn't a social call.
You don't think?
No. So let's cut the crap and get down to business.
Ha! Sounds like you're learning my expressions just fine, Elma. Anyway, first we need Chatty Cathy here to choose a division and pull an assignment.
Ask about divisions.
Pretty much everyone in New LA works for Blade, in one of several different fields. Helping to explore Mira, or to maintain order in the city, or, well, you remember Nagi's speech, right? There are 8 different fields in all, and each one has its own branch within Blade. Officially, they're called divisions. Naturally, you'll want to choose one that best suits your personality and your talents.
Let's start with the Pathfinders. Pathfinder's #1 responsibility is planting data probes, like you did on your training mission. It may not be the sexiest job, but important? You bet your ass it's important. We've only been on Mira 2 months. We don't know jack about this place. The more probes we install, the faster we can get our bearings here and give ourselves a fighting chance.
We've already detailed how important it is we expand the Frontier Nav network ASAP. So, for the time being, I'll just remind you of the highlights. It helps us keep Blade safe. It helps us keep the city safe. And most important of all, it's the key to locating the missing parts of the Lifehold and recovering the rest of the human race.
Okay, next up, Interceptors. You met Akeloff and Evans, right? Irina and Gwen? This is their division. Interceptors have one main duty. Protect New LA and everyone in it from the wildlife here on Mira. Right now, this is probably our busiest division. Interceptors ride shotgun for the research eggheads, they escort VIPs around, and they help any other idiots who get caught out there with their pants down.
Next are the Harriers. Remember Doug Barrett, the Skell pilot conducting the test flight with Lynn? He's part of the Harriers. If you think of the Interceptors as defense, Harriers would be New LA's offense. They specialize in preemptive strikes on clear and obvious threats. But only on clear and obvious threats. They're not meant to go out and just blast any indigene that moves.
And you got your Reclaimers. These guys are in charge of finding the other pieces of the White Whale. Among other things, that is. Including anything of ours left behind after a battle. Skell debris, weapons, personal effects. It can get a bit morbid, frankly, but it's gotta be done. Until we're up and running here on Mira, and have this place completely figured out. Everything we brought from Earth needs to be treated like it's irreplaceable. Also, the search for the Lifehold. That's mostly on the Reclaimers.
Next, Curators. Curators are the first to scout ahead to unexplored territory, bringing back whatever samples they can get their hands on. Fruits, bugs, sticks and stones, you name it. It's not all picking berries, though. Being a curator also means being the first to encounter unknown indigens.
Next? All right, Prospectors. Prospectors do, well, prospecting. They poke around, looking for minerals, resources, and whatnot. Things we need for everyday life here. We packed all the essentials we could on the White Whale, but that won't last forever. We need to be able to replenish our water and fuel if we want to survive. And sooner or later, we're gonna have to figure out how to replace things from scratch. From the socket on a Skell's knee joint, right down to the frying pan in Lynn's kitchen. Without these guys busting their butts, we'd have no future to speak of.
Next up, Outfitters. All of our ground gear and Skell weaponry is developed in conjunction with private arms manufacturers, or AMs. Outfitters are Blade's way of supporting these AMs. They'll seek out anything that might inspire new weapon ideas, and even assist with testing new prototypes.
Finally, the Mediators. These are the folks who keep everything hunky-dory with John and Joan Q public. Any problems a civvy has, they come to Mediators. Fight with your neighbor? Mediators. Lost cat? Mediators. It's not a division for everyone. You need to be a jack of all trades, and a people person. Someone with my charming personality? Probably not the best mediator. But if you got what it takes, it's a clutch role, keeping things cool on the home front.
All right, so I think that's all 8 divisions. Any idea which one you'd like to join? Don't fret about it too much. Whichever you choose, you still have a lot of freedom in how you operate. Mediators can still get out there and mix it up, hunt indigens, whatever. And if a Harrier wants to take a break and settle an argument, that's their prerogative too. To be honest, even though it's sort of frowned upon, you can actually change your division whenever you like. So there's really no reason to stress about this. All right, you ready to choose?
All right. Well, I think I'm ready.
Yeah, and? We're on pins and needles here.
All right. So, I think the one that I'm going to pick is Pathfinders, just because I like exploring.
Then it's settled?
All right. Thank God that's over. By the power
Yeah, this has
invested
gone
in
long.
me, yada yada, you're officially a Blade.
Congrats, and welcome.
I know you're gonna do great.
Now for the job. Let's get down to brass tacks. Nelson's team has gone missing. Last contact we had, they were installing a data probe out in eastern Primordia. Then, nothing.
Nelson. Pathfinders, right?
Are we talking indigents here or what?
Your guess is as good as mine, but they did have a skell with them. You'd think they could hold their own, or at least run away.
All right, we're on it. We'll head to their last known location and go from there.
Report whatever you find ASAP.
Of course. Let's move out.
Roger that.
All right. We've got mission, or chapter 3, I guess. Yep. Builders of a Legacy. Elnora's advice. Blade services. You're officially a Blade now. Congrats. Becoming one of us grants you access to a variety of services, including the shop terminal, the AM terminal, mission control, and more. Some services are still off limits at the moment, but I'll get back to you on those later. Alright. Fast travel. Ever wish you could zip straight back to a place you visited? Well, that's why we have fast travel. It allows you to instantly return to significant landmarks as well as any Frontier nav sites that have data probes installed. Just access the segment map to use it. Lynn's advice, supporting arms manufacturers. Arms manufacturers, or AMs, support us from the sidelines by developing new weaponry and gear, and by utilizing their services we can support them too. Head to the AM terminal in Armory Alley to learn more about working with AMs to make new gear. Alright, and we gained a level. Anyway, this is where I'm going to end this episode, so if you enjoyed this Let's Play, be sure to like and subscribe and click the bell icon if you're so inclined, and I'll see you later.